Guys, thanks for joining us, and we're here today to join our office staff and find out some of the things that our office brings to the table and our clients that most other companies don't. So stay tuned for the video. I hope you enjoy it. And we're here with our office staff, Cameron and Lisa and Shelly. And each one of them bring a very unique experience to our office and talents. And it's just unbelievable. It's phenomenal what each one of them bring to our clients. And what we're gonna do is just ask them some questions and kind of get an unscripted feel for letting you know and see kind of what goes on behind the scenes at our office. So let's get started. In your guys' experience, what do we at Willey Company in the office do to make sure we serve our clients better than most other companies when it comes to response time, with return phone calls, proposals, emails, and general communications?
We have company policies that are set in effect. Our goal is to try to return all voicemail or messages within 24 hours or within the next business day, depending on when the message may be left. We try to do proposals within 24-hour turnaround, which can be submitted email, fax, or snail mail. And you have a live person that answers the phone 90% of the time.
Yeah. And that's a really great point, because we hear a lot that when clients are trying to get bids from other companies or comparing us, that they can't even get a hold of other companies. So I mean, that's a big point.
Willey Company offers a variety of services. So when the clients call here, they have a vast amount of needs. So it's important we have the knowledge to address every need and do thorough research to make sure that the clients are getting what they expect.
Exactly.
We communicate in several areas, several ways. We can communicate via phone, we can communicate via email, fax, text messaging, any capability, how they choose to receive communication.
Absolutely.
And we communicate with each other the same way. We email each other throughout the day several times. We meet in person several times, so we all know what's going on. And we all have an idea of how we can help each customer.
I mean, you know what you do every day.
Still.
You know you try to make every person happy that calls. I mean,
So just
there's a lot of communication within the office to make sure all the clients' needs are served. And we do spend time educating the client, because a lot of people call and say, I want a price for an LPP, for example. Well, there's several kinds of systems. Depends on the soils. There's a lot of steps that have to be taken before an accurate estimate can even be given for an LPP or any septic system that goes in.
Right.
So many times we walk them through the process of they need a site evaluation and the steps taken from there.
Right. What do you think is unique about our atmosphere in the office that benefits our clients that other companies may not offer?
90% of the time, you're gonna have a live person answering the phone.
Clients feel comfortable stopping by the office and reviewing their project if needed. Shelley spends a good amount of time in the conference room making sure clients understand exactly what's happening with their property and the systems that they're getting.
Right.
And there's always someone there to greet you right as soon as you come in, so you're not wandering through the office. You definitely have someone immediately ready to help you.
Right.
We have 3 people in the office. That's a lot more than most companies have. Some companies don't even have an office. You have to wait until the technicians are in from the field for someone to get back with you.
Right.
We have people here that are ready to answer your questions or find the answer to your questions if need be.
What tools and technology do we use at Willey Company to help us produce a service in the office that is really hard to be matched by other companies?
I think we're on the leading end of technology. We have a lot of electronic devices that we use, from smartphones to iPads to computers to cameras to drones now. We have a custom-based database that we use. Everything starts as a paper file but ends up paper and electronic. And just the communication technology that we have when working with departments, DEMREC, soil scientists, engineers, email. I mean, there's lots of email that travel from and to this office daily.
Absolutely.
An important piece of technology is the custom-made program where the owner can go out into the field and keep the office apprised of what's going on in the field. So he's able to send back information and pictures to us so that we know exactly what we're looking at, what's going to happen on the property, and we can answer customers' questions or ask customers questions if we need to based on the information that comes back to us through that program.
Yeah, and what she's talking about there, guys, is we have a custom-built software on the iPad that I use, and anytime I visit a job, and I visit them probably, I don't know.
A lot.
2 to 10 times.
Yeah,
Before.
yeah, and that's before. And every time I go, the program has fields that we do, you know, everything from soil conditions to the status of if it's a new home construction, the status of the construction to, and we take pictures, several pictures, anywhere from 1 to 3 pictures or 4 pictures, so that we always have a record of what was going on that site on that day, and it helps us adjust our schedule to make sure we're meeting the needs of those clients when needed. And we're not prompted to do that by our clients. We do that automatically. And the other thing is the final job inspections are also done on that same platform, so that after the work is all complete, I'll go back out and I'll inspect everything myself. It's not a required inspection by any municipality or, you know, DEMREC or anyone. We just do it ourselves as a quality control inspection, and then that form comes to the office staff in email form. And you know, if there's things that need to be done, then it goes directly into a work order to our field staff, and it just happens that fast, so that we can get it addressed immediately. And we always have records of that.
We have a database within house that was created for us so that we keep very accurate data on each customer and each job. So if someone has questions, we can look it up, and we can tell them when we were last at their property, why we were there, and if anything needed to be done, what was done.
Absolutely.
Yes. I think often when people call in to have their septic pumped, they have no idea how big their system might be. And a great thing about the database is you can give them a price based on the size, because all of those dimensions are listed right there on the database.
Everything gets scanned, saved onto our server. We have a job folder that is a paper plus electronic copy. When you see a Willey Company fleet go out of here, all of the paperwork that they have has been done by the office, and it's a lot of paperwork. And on top of that, they also are getting electronic stuff as well. The daily paperwork is emailed to the site foreman. There's constant communication going back and forth from the field to the office, so if there's any problems with anything.
And there's more than one person checking that paperwork.
Yes, there's multiple eyes on paperwork.
Tell the viewers a little bit about the things we do for our clients in the office that oftentimes they have no clue about, and that most companies either aren't capable of or would charge for.
One thing we do is give free estimates, and if it requires personnel to go out to the job site and meet with the client to hear their concerns or different things that they want to do in order to assess the job, we do that. We offer that, and we want to make sure that we do what they want. within DNREC guidelines and to make them as happy as we can.
Absolutely. That's a big one.
In doing that, with all the regulation changes that have happened within the last few years, some of those contracts involve alternative systems, which are considered innovative alternative systems, I believe. We refer to them as IAs. Included in those installations comes a 2-year service contract, which it states in your permit that a contract is required. One of the big advantages with the service contracts is when we're including it in the proposal, they're kind of taken back because they're not aware that they have to have this service contract. So we walk them through the process of what the service contract is, and we kind of explain what the process would be based on our experiences. There are some companies that don't bring the service contracts to the forefront, and in order, especially, well, whether it's a replacement or a new septic, in order to get your occupancy or your signed off septic completion paperwork from DNREC, you have to have the service contract in place. We're automatic. Once the job is installed, that pushes the button to get the service contract to the client or to the builder, whoever is the property owner, to sign off on that, so they're not having to worry about that as a customer. 99% of our estimates that go out of here, that's what you're going to, if that's what you're agreeing to, that's what you're paying.
Right.
There's not very many issues that come up with that.
Yeah, and we've even had stories where, you know, people will contract with septic installers to do their septic, and the septic installer won't include any service contract, even though it's right in the permit. And so they get the septic done, but then they can't get the septic completion report because there's no service contract in place. And then they look to the septic installer, and the septic installer throws his hands up and says, I didn't include it. So then they have to go out and purchase one when they thought everything was already included. And yeah, it's just a communication issue, but with us, we eliminate all that.
The other advantage, and I'm just talking Willey and Company as a whole, is we're a one-stop shop. We can do your well, we can do your septic, we can do your irrigation, we can do your septic pumping, we can do site work. A lot of people like the fact that they can call one company and just run everything through that.
Class H inspections are unique with our company because although we have certified people within the company to do the Class H inspections, we do not have them do it. We hire Class H inspectors to go out and do the inspection. That way, if there's any issues with the system, we are not out there saying, oh, here are issues so we can correct them to make money. That is not us.
Right.
We want your system to pass. We want it to be an unbiased person, and therefore we do not use our certified people to do the Class H inspections for our company.
Service calls. So the first thing I do when I come in the morning, turn on the lights and I answer any voicemails that have been left. That is my first priority. So if someone has a problem, they need our help, then we're there. And that's my first goal, is solving that problem for them each day. And I stay in contact throughout the day with that person. Sometimes we can't get out until the afternoon, but they know when we're coming and they know what to expect from us.
I think the size of our crew is something that's unique because I had someone say to me this morning, I saw where you were doing your installation yesterday. Willey trucks were up and down the entire road. And I mean, I'm just saying this to you. And so they were very impressed with the amount of people and the amount of equipment that we have on a job site.
Right. And that's more of that's a field issue, but it is it's an office issue too, because handling, you know, all the staffing responsibilities is it can be challenging, and everyone here is definitely a part of that.
Well, we have an office manager that's been with the company a long time, that's very knowledgeable about permitting, permits themselves. She keeps on top of every job and everything that the rest of the office staff is doing. She knows every customer's name. She knows every system that's put in. She can tell me without looking at the paperwork whether they're getting a one-horse pump for a well or a half horse pump for a well, what kind of septic system's being installed, what material needs to be on that job, because she has her hand in every aspect and she answers for everything that happens out of this office, and she knows what she's doing. She has a lot of experience that benefits the customers as well as the company.
And she's right. Shelly's been with us for quite a while, and the passion and the attention that Shelly gives it can't be matched, and you're not going to get that anywhere else. I guarantee it.
And I just want to say thank you for tooting my horn. That's very uncomfortable, but I wouldn't have the passion and the skill set that I have if it hadn't been for Mike giving me the opportunity. And he pulled all of his hair out within the first year when he hired me. But I couldn't do my job without the two of you and Mike and the field crew, because we do work as a team.
Guys, thanks for watching the video. We appreciate your support, and I hope you got to see a little bit about how our office environment works. We've got some really great people that are a part of our office. They really give everything they have every day to help our clients have a successful project each and every time. And I'm just truly amazed at what they're able to pull off all the time, especially with what I demand of them. So hats off to them, and I hope you appreciate the video. Please leave your comments, suggestions for any future videos in the field below. Please support us by either following us on social media or subscribing to this channel would be awesome. And we'll see you next time. Thanks.